We talked about it on Friday. Apparently there's a big announcement that's going to be made in the UFO world. If you're into all that alien kind of stuff, and Jaybird has his own Weird and Whatever podcast, News Nation Saturday night at 8 p.m., they were going to be releasing video of an egg-shaped UAP. Unidentified aerial phenomenon. They've changed the names on us, Virginia, just to try to keep up because it's gotten confusing in this game. Yeah.
UFO, that term kind of comes with baggage. That's what they say these days. UFO, oh, it's not real.
Yeah.
Tinfoil.
Yeah.
They try to make it sound more official now.
Gotcha.
So what you got in this whole presentation, if you didn't get a chance to see it and you want me to save you a ton of time, here's basically what you need to know. The show introduces a guy named Jacob Barber, who claims to have worked with the U.S. government and intelligence community for over 30 years, both officially and unofficially, including some covert programs handling alien spacecraft. He is a former U.S. Air Force airman and aerospace mechanic. They say he has the perfect credentials for somebody doing all this kind of stuff, almost like it's out of a movie. He's a decorated helicopter pilot, parachutist, marksman, and holder of a NATO top-secret clearance. And that's how he was able to check this out.
Those are pretty good credentials right there.
Here is Jacob Barber.
Barber says he was contracted as a helicopter pilot and was part of a team assigned to retrieve crashed aircraft at an undisclosed testing facility in the desert.
And recover things that were exotic in nature in the sky, and we know they were classified craft. And we recovered them and took them back to where they go, because things would come from the ground, like from the earth, from a ridge, from a mountain, or could pass through.
So they'd come out of a ridge.
Out of a ridge.
How about that? They just appear out of nowhere, Virginia.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
So he's either lying or he's telling the truth here. And what do you think?
Well, or what he saw, he didn't really see. Maybe it's an illusion of some sort. And you don't necessarily know yet. And what you get from this, you do get to see something interesting in video, but you don't have that material concrete proof, if that's what you're looking for. But it was maybe what could have been the best visual ever of a UAP or a UFO. If you're watching KVJ TV, you can see a little bit of the footage that is there. And here he is describing, there are two different, what he believes to be alien aircraft that he has seen. One that is the egg-shaped one, and another one that he calls an eight-gon. Okay.
There's two objects that I'm here to talk about. One was the egg. The other is what we called an eight-gon. The eight-gon was essentially a flying disc with what looked like eight delineated sections when looking down. And I can tell you what it looked like from looking down, because that's primarily how I saw it, because I'm a helicopter pilot. So as I get closer to this pic site, I start feeling odd. I start feeling extremely emotional. And the closer I get, the more the emotion starts to overwhelm me. I feel this intense hybrid of sadness and happiness and beauty.
Okay. Wow. Yeah, he talked about the overwhelming feelings that he had on this. And the other thing that was interesting, too, was talking about how the military works with teams of psychics, or what they called psionics, and they would summon the UAPs. They would be able to communicate with them, and then they would show up. In fact, he even talked about, at one point, one of these psychics that they had said, I don't feel good about this. And another craft showed up, and it seemed like they were battling in the skies. Oh. And then the psychic is like, get me out of here. Things have gone south. So there seems to be battling entities, according to his story.
And a big part of this, for many, many years, has been that telepathic angle. There are people that say when they've had an experience, they do have those kind of feelings. And sometimes they can communicate with just their mind.
Yeah.
You're not saying a word, but you are communicating with these beings or entities.
Now, the visual they showed was from his helicopter, or a helicopter, and it was kind of looking down on the object, the white egg. It was about the size of an SUV, and this guy Barber said that it was non-human, it was metallic, it had no engine or any thermal signature, meaning that a lot of times they can see heat coming off of it. There was no heat, even though this thing was able to maneuver and fly around the sky. It was not giving off any kind of heat. So pretty interesting stuff. And he does talk about our government having a lot of this stuff because he was there to retrieve it for our government. And he went on to say that he has since briefed Senator Marco Rubio, who is a nominee to be Secretary of State, on what he found. So you would believe that there are people in the government that might know some of these things, or at least have heard the stories.
Rubio is a big UFO guy.
Okay.
He wants answers. He's been very vocal about that.
Some crazy stuff going on. So if you're one of these people that loves all this kind of stuff and like Jaybird's weird and whatever, this was pretty much a banner weekend for you for many different reasons. You had the show that was on News Nation that you can see the footage of. Not that it took us closer, but it's definitely an interesting watch. And then you had Donald Trump. Boy, he was making some declarations. You know, he takes office today, and he says this is going to be something he's going to do pretty quick.
As a first step toward restoring transparency and accountability to government, we will also reverse the overclassification of government documents, and in the coming days, we are going to make public remaining records relating to the assassinations of President John F. Kennedy, his brother Robert Kennedy, as well as Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., and other topics of great public interest. It's all going to be released, Uncle Sam.
Okay. I don't know. We'll see. That is his declaration. He's got a lot going on today, so I don't know when he'll get to it. But
I mean, are we going to get answers about JFK today?
It would be nice.
It would be awesome.
A lot of people think that there were massive government conspiracies, and if they just start telling the people the truth, I think people would appreciate that for once.
Can we handle the truth?
I just want to know it.
Mm-hmm. Well, we'll see. I don't know that I necessarily have my hopes up with that, but some sweeping proclamations being made over the weekend. Very excited for any enthusiast of Jaybird's Weird and Whatever podcast.
This is how we do. It's the KBJ Show.